On this episode of Flashback Friday, we're still discussing classics. The Diary of a Young Girl, Anne Frank, published in 1947. So I am curious as I'm going down this rabbit hole of classics. I'm loving hearing, oh, yeah, I read that in high school, or oh, I have never read that one. So tell me, have you read this book? And was it because it was required reading or did you choose it? If it was a required reading, tell me about that. I'm fascinated. It was required reading for me in high school, um, and like my own kids. My son is older. I don't believe it was required reading for him. If it was, we didn't talk about it, but I know he read something else that's coming up next week. So my daughter read it. I don't think it was high school, but I remember she had to read the book, um, and she she reads, but she doesn't read like her mom, and, I remember she came home and she was like, "Mom, we're reading this in school," and I was like, "Let's talk about it." I remember that day so vividly because it really if you had told me that my daughter was going to be fascinated by a nonfiction World War II book, I would have said you were crazy. Anyway, if you haven't read it, this book is a nonfiction. It is takes place in World War II when the Nazis were rounding up the Jewish community, and Anne and her family go into hiding. And so Anne writes this diary, and it is published later. Um, just really, you get all the feels with this one. I I just remember trying to imagine being a teenager and what she would have how she felt and going through some of those things. Like, I was a teenager in the '80s. It was really tough to imagine Anne Frank's life. Um, so fast forward a few years, and I had the opportunity to go to Amsterdam. And while we were there, we decided to tour Anne Frank's house. It's hard for me to talk about this because I get really emotional. So you can see the house, you go in for the tour, and you're in a big group of people. I mean, it's Anne Frank's house. You have to like you wait in line. It's a process, right? It's worth it. So we're herded through the house with all of these people, and you could hear a pin drop. It was so quiet.